Hello students, in this video I'm going to revise the chapter polynomials. In this chapter, first you need to recall the some important definitions or terms related to what the chapter polynomials. Okay, I told for you the general form of a polynomial is actually like this. Okay, p of x is equal to a n x power n plus a n minus 1 x power n minus 1 plus so on a2 x power 2 and then plus a1 x power n and then plus a naught. Okay, so in the last term x will not be present. This is actually a polynomial in variable x, remember. So whatever the letter I have written here, it is actually what variable. Remember, if you write on p of y, you need to replace x by y like that. Okay, so in the last term actually x power 0 is present. Remember this one. This is actually what general formula, and its degree is actually what? Obviously it is actually n. Its degree is actually what? N. I will consider a particular example of a polynomial. So if I consider a polynomial like this, okay, p of x is equal to 2x square minus 3x plus 5 like this. Okay, you can take any example. So now look at here. So the highest exponent of the variable, what is the variable here? X is the variable. Okay, so here also x is present, but its exponent is 0. Here 1, here it is 2. Okay, so now here what is the highest exponent? It is actually 2. So that's why highest exponent is usually called as what? Degree of the polynomial. Degree of the polynomial is 2. In the same sense, coefficient means here the number beside the variable x is actually what? Minus 3. This is the coefficient of what? X. Okay, so and in the same sense, what is the coefficient of x square? So the coefficient of x square is actually what? 2. Okay, and what is the constant term? Constant term means just you need to take the number only. Okay, 5 is actually the constant term, or also it is called as coefficient of x power 0. So usually it is actually called as what? A constant term of the polynomial. Okay, so just remember these terminologies. Okay, constant term, degree of a polynomial, and coefficients like that. And also I told for you a example of an algebraic expression which is not a polynomial. So if we just consider this one, p of x is equal to square root of x plus 10. Okay, so 10x like this. Okay, so here square root of x is present means x exponent is 1 by 2. So I told for you the exponent of the variable x should be what? 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. What type of number these are? Non-negative integers. Remember this one. Exponent of x should be non-negative integer, then only it is actually called as what? Polynomial. Okay, otherwise it is just what? It is just an algebraic expression. Okay, algebraic expression. And also I have given some examples for you to identify whether it is a polynomial or not. Even though it is like this, p of x is equal to x square plus 1 by x, it is also not a polynomial because here it will become x power minus 1. Okay, so minus 1 is not included here. It is not a non-negative integer, so that's why it is also not a polynomial. This is also not a polynomial, and this is the best example of the polynomial. And also I told for you polynomials are actually classified based on degree. It's very important. Okay, there are further classifications and you can understand all those things, but the classification based on degree. Okay, so whenever the degree of the polynomial is 1, first initially I'm going to take 1, so then the polynomial is actually called as what? Linear. Okay, so remember all these terminologies. When it is 2, it is actually quadratic, and when the degree is 3, it is actually called as what? A cubic polynomial. Whenever degree is 0, it is actually called as what? A constant polynomial. And one more very important thing is zero polynomial. Okay, what is the zero polynomial? P of x is equal to 0. Okay, this is the only polynomial called as a zero polynomial, and its degree is actually undefined. Remember this one. Okay, degree undefined for zero polynomial. Constant polynomial it is 0, cubic means 3, quadratic 2. Okay, linear 1. Okay, this is one type of classification based on degree, and there are two more classification based on number of terms and based on number of variables. They are not so important, just concentrate on this type of classification. So one more important thing which covers in 1 mark. Okay, so 1 mark means it may cover the basic definitions. Okay, regarding identification of whether it is a polynomial or not. And one more important thing is identification of number of zeros. Actually, this is number of zeros of a polynomial by looking at the graph of the polynomial. Okay, I told for you whatever may be the graph of the polynomial, he will give the graph whatever may be the equation. Forget about that one. Okay, just I have written the graph of the polynomial is like this. Just you need to identify at how many points it is going to intersect the x-axis. 1 2 3, so that's why it has how many zeros? 3 zeros. In the same sense, if you draw the graph like this, okay, so now look at it. This is also graph of a polynomial. It is going to intersect the x-axis at this point, only one point. That's why it has 1 0. Okay, I told for you exclude the point of intersection of the graph and the y-axis. It is not needed. Just you need to concentrate what the graph and the intersection of x-axis and the graph. It is very important. Okay, so even though the graph is actually like this, okay, if it passes through the origin, then you need to consider it has 1 0, because this is the point of intersection of the graph and actually the line x-axis. That's why it's also considered it will become 1. And also I told for you, so there is no need to cross over the x-axis if the graph just touches the x-axis. Okay, like this. Okay, then also you need to consider. Look at here. So this is actually here the graph is going to cross the x-axis, but at this point it is going to touch the x-axis just. That's why here are actually how many zeros are there? 2 zeros are there. Okay, so this is actually very important. And one more thing I told for you, for a quadratic polynomial, okay, quadratic polynomial, the nature of the graph is parabola. Remember this one. Okay, parabola. And for a linear polynomial, remember, for linear polynomial it is always a straight line. Remember, straight line. And also for constant polynomial, constant polynomial, straight line, straight line, straight line, but never touches x-axis. Okay, never touches x-axis. Okay, actually I have clarified this one in the class itself. Now let us look at here. So this is actually the x-axis and this is y-axis. Okay, so if you draw a line like this, it represents actually what? Constant polynomial, and it is not intersecting the x-axis. Okay, if there is a line, okay, graph of a polynomial is line and it is never intersecting the x-axis, means it is a graph of what? Constant polynomial. Okay, for constant and linear it is always straight line, but only the thing is for constant polynomial it never intersect the x-axis. Okay, this is an example of a linear polynomial, because here it is a straight line and it is touching the x-axis. This is also an example of what? A linear polynomial. Okay, because it is touching the x-axis, but if doesn't touches the x-axis, means it should be like this. Okay, and the graph of a polynomial p of x is equal to 0, it's actually what? It is the x-axis itself. Remember this one. Okay, p of x is equal to 0 means x will become a 0 actually. Okay, just a minute. So yes, p of x is equal to 0 means what? Actually we take like this, y is equal to 0 actually. Okay, y is equal to 0 means what? Y is equal to 0 means it is actually what? X-axis itself. So x-axis itself represents what? The 0 polynomial. Remember this one. Okay, so this is about completely about what? The graphical representation. He will not ask for you to represent the given graph in the graphical format. Graphical representation will be given to you, but just you need to identify what? How many zeros it have. Okay, this is also very important thing. So the next topic of this chapter is actually finding zeros of quadratic polynomial. Okay, quadratic polynomial. After that, you need to verify what? Relationship between zeros and coefficient. Okay, this is one of the very important topic in this chapter. Okay, this is actually if the question asked for under this heading, it will be of 3 mark. Okay, if it is asked for verification also. Okay, so now it is actually asked only for quadratic. Remember. Okay, so because in this syllabus, in your syllabus, we are actually mainly going to deal with what? A quadratic type of polynomial. Okay, so that's why. And I told for you the utmost number of zeros for quadratic polynomial is actually what? 2, means alpha and beta. Sometimes some polynomials may have only one 0. Okay, it's actually called as zeros in this chapter, only one 0. Sometimes it may not have any zeros also. Okay, so this is actually clarified for you in the last topic actually. So now a quadratic polynomial will be given to you. Okay, so I'm not going to take any problem actually, just I'm going to explain the procedure for you. So this is actually what quadratic polynomial general form. Okay, so now to find out the zeros you need to follow what, splitting the middle term. Okay, so by splitting the middle term you need to factorize this one. Okay, by splitting the middle term you need to factorize the given polynomial, and after that finally you will get alpha is equal to what and beta is equal to what. Alpha beta are actually what, zeros of this polynomial. Okay, so once you got the zeros of the polynomial you need to verify what relationship. What are relationship? First one is sum of zeros. First one is sum of zeros, and second one is actually what, product of zeros. Okay, product of zeros. So you need to verify this one, and for this one you must remember the formula: alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and alpha into beta is equal to c by a. This is actually what, formula. So you got in this step you will get alpha and beta. You need to substitute here. B and c you will get from the given polynomial. On substitution you need to show like this: LHS is equal to RHS. Okay, here also the same thing, LHS should be equal to what, RHS. You need to show this one. Okay, if you show this one, this completes the verification also. So, but the same, if the same question is asked for a for what, cubic polynomial, okay, then he will not ask you to find out the zeros. Okay, zeros will be given to you directly: alpha, beta, gamma, and he may ask verify whether they are zeros or not. If it is asked, you need to put like this. Okay, you need to place alpha in the place of x, and you need to show p of alpha is equal to 0, and p of beta is equal to 0, and p of gamma is also equal to 0. This is actually for what? If he asked to verify whether alpha, beta, gamma are zeros or not, then you need to place alpha in the place of x, and you have to show that the answer is equal to 0. In the same sense, you need to put beta in the place of x, and the answer should be become 0. Then only beta is called as what, 0 of the polynomial. Otherwise, if you put in the same sense gamma in the place of x, and if you show the answer is equal to 0, then it will become what, 0 of the polynomials. Okay, so then to verify the relationship between zeros and coefficient of the polynomial, I'm going to write on the general formula of this one. What is the general formula of a cubic polynomial? It is actually ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Okay, so this is actually what, a general formula of the cubic polynomial. So this is actually what, sum of zeros. Sum of zeros is actually what, minus b by a, as in the case of what, quadratic polynomial. This is actually what, a sum of product of two zeros taken at a time. Okay, what is the formula for this one? It's actually what, c divided by a. And the third one, alpha beta gamma, product of all the zeros, it is equal to what, minus d by a. You need to verify this one. Okay, alpha beta gamma will be given to you directly. Okay, don't bother about in case of cubic polynomial, but in case of quadratic polynomial you need to find out alpha and beta by splitting the middle term. Okay, so then you need to verify this one. Okay, most probably this type of question will be asked in the examination. So this is actually very important when compared to this one. Okay, remember, so both problems will be asked only for 3 marks, remember. So just if it is asked for 3 mark, definitely he will ask verify the relationship between the zeros and coefficient. Okay, I have solved so many problems in this concept. Just concentrate on this type of problem: verification of zeros, what verification of relationship between zeros and coefficient after finding the zeros of the polynomial, and also for cubic polynomial. In the last topic of the polynomial, that is it is based on what, a division algorithm. So in this actually in this heading you must know division of polynomials. Okay, remember division of polynomials. You have studied this one in the 9th standard also, division of polynomials. Okay, so means two polynomial will be given to you. Okay, let us take like this, um, g of x and then p of x. Okay, so p of x is a polynomial and g of x is also polynomial. You need to divide p of x by g of x, then you will get like this, p of x is equal to g of x into this is actually what, q of x plus r of x. Okay, so this is actually the division algorithm for polynomial: dividend, divisor, quotient, and then remainder. Remember this one. Okay, so based on this concept, we have solved the problems under this heading. So in this heading, you need to concentrate more on the problems in which a polynomial will be given to you. Okay, p of x will be given to you. uh, it most probably it should be of either order 3 or 4. Okay, order 3 or 4 polynomial will be given to you. This is actually what a dividend. Okay, as a dividend, a polynomial will be given to you. It should be of it is of degree 3 or 4, and 1 0. Okay, in case of it is what type of polynomial, degree 3, 1 0 will be given to you. But if it is of degree 4, two zeros will be given to you in the problem itself. Okay, so then you need to find out remaining two zeros in this case. Okay, if it is of degree 3, it will have three zeros. One zero will be given to you. Remaining two zeros you need to find out by applying what division algorithm. So if it is of degree 4, okay, so two zeros will be given to you. What are the remaining zeros? Remaining zeros are actually two more zeros are there. Two more zeros you need to find out. Remember like this. Okay, so the problem will be asked like this. Just I'm going to recall for you. Okay, so I'm not going to solve the problem, just I'm going to show you how the problem will be asked. Okay, p of x is equal to 3x power 4 minus 11x cube minus x square plus 33x, and then minus 24 is the polynomial. Okay, and the zeros of this polynomial are actually, how many zeros are there? It is of degree how much? 4. Okay, degree 4 means it must have four zeros. Among the four zeros, two are given. One is root 3, another one is minus root 3, and two more remaining zeros are there, but you need to find out by using what division algorithm. So I told for you how to solve this one. You need to divide this one by a factor g of x. Okay, how to find out this factor? Okay, so this is actually one of the zero. You need to treat like this: x is equal to root 3, and then x is equal to minus root 3. Okay, so then on shifting root 3 towards the left side, it will become x minus root 3. Don't put is equal to 0. Okay, and then here it will become x plus root 3. Okay, this is a factor, and this is also factor for what? P of x. And if you multiply these two, once again you will get one more factor. If you multiply these two, you will get what? It is of the form a plus b into a minus b. It will become x square minus 3. So this is actually what? G of x, x square minus 3. So by using g of x, you need to divide p of x. Okay, when you divide p of x by g of x, you will get r of x is equal to 0. Remember, okay, r of x must be equal to 0, but you will get some quotient as q of x. Okay, q of x is of the form quadratic polynomial. Remember, quadratic polynomial. So q of x must be what? A quadratic polynomial. And if you factorize this one, okay, remember, once again you will move on to the second topic. If you factorize this quadratic polynomial, factorization by splitting the middle term, if you factor this one, then you will get two more zeros. Okay, what are the two more zeros you will get at last? And you need to write on the conclusion. The remaining two zeros are actually like this. This is actually the way to solve the problems when a quadratic polynomial or of degree 4 is given to you, and two zeros will be given to you. You need to identify the two more zeros. Okay, so you need to find out first what factor. After finding the factor, you need to divide p of x by the factor, and remainder must be equal to 0 because g of x is factor. Okay, whenever g of x is factor, so r of x should be equal to 0. Okay, remainder should be equal to 0 because g of x is factor. That's why. After that, you will get quotient. Quotient must be quadratic polynomial. It's actually of degree 2. Okay, remember. So when after this one, after getting that quotient, you need to factorize that one. Okay, as it is a quadratic one, so on factorization you will get two zeros. Those two zeros are actually zeros of the polynomial p of x. Okay, along with the root 3 and minus root 3, you will get the remaining two zeros. But if it is a cubic polynomial, okay, so when you divide that one, okay, by finding the factor, one zero will be given to you. By that zero, you need to identify what? Factor of p of x. So after getting the factor, you need to divide p of x by that factor, and remainder will definitely become 0. In place of quotient, you will get a quadratic as it is. Okay, as in the previous case, quadratic polynomial will be you will get quadratic polynomial after factorization. Okay, by splitting the middle term, then you will get two more zeros. Okay, one zero will be given to you, two more zeros will be, you will get two more zeros from the quotient term on factorization, that is splitting the middle term. Okay, so just concentrate in this chapter the problems of this type. Okay, so when a biquadratic polynomial will be given to you with the two zeros, and he will be asked to find out the remaining two zeros. Okay, you need to follow what division algorithm. Okay, here you must know how to divide a polynomial, because here in this step, okay, after getting a factor, you need to divide p of x by this factor. So here you must know what division algorithm for polynomials, then only you can get the quadratic polynomial in case of quotient. After that factorization, you will get the remaining two zeros. So this is actually the normal procedure what we have followed in the last concept. All the questions are actually based on the same concept, but slightly there will be difference from one type to another type, but almost all the procedure is same. Okay, what is the procedure we are going to carry? Division of algorithm. Okay, if you know this one, it will be enough for you. I think there are no difficulties for you. I told for you, just remember, just try to concentrate in the first topic. Okay, wait. Okay, just concentrate like this for one more question in this chapter. So definitions and the terminologies, the degree, coefficient, okay, like that. Okay, and then classification of polynomials. Classification means based on degree, based on what number of variables, based on number of terms, that is monomial, binomial, like that. Okay, and more important thing about the classification based on degree: quadratic, cubic, linear, constant, zero, polynomial, and their general form. And after that, the number of zeros they can have, at most zeros. Okay, quadratic means at most two zeros, linear means at most one zero, and then what cubic means at most three zeros, like that. Okay, so just you need to concentrate on that one. And I told for you identification of number of zeros by looking at the graph. Okay, graph of a polynomial, like that. Okay, this will be asked, and also graph will be given to you. Just he will ask what type of polynomial it is. Okay, most probably it will be given for you what for a linear polynomial or for what quadratic polynomial, because they have a standard nature. Linear means it is always a straight line, constant is also always straight line, and the second one is actually what parabola. Okay, which is the parabola nature? Nature of the graph of a quadratic polynomial is parabola, but for cubic polynomial there is no particular nature. It will not be asked. Okay, if it is asked, you can't judge whether it is cubic or not. Okay, like that. Okay, just concentrate like this for one mark question. For 3 mark and 2 mark question, I forgot one thing. Okay, formation of quadratic polynomial is there. Okay, so when alpha and beta are given to you, or else sometimes, okay, sometimes alpha plus beta and then alpha into beta will be given to you. Okay, so sum of zeros, product of zeros will be given to you, and then he will be asked to find out what is the quadratic polynomial. Or sometimes zeros will be given to you, and then he will be asked to find out what the zeros of that what quadratic polynomial. So what is the general formula here? P of x is equal to x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. Remember, here it is what? Product of zeros. This is sum of zeros. If it is given directly, you need to substitute here. But alpha beta are given to you. Suppose alpha and beta are given to you. You need to calculate alpha plus beta and then alpha into beta. So on substitution, remember you need to write a negative sign here. This is very important. Okay, so most of students make wrong here. Okay, so just remember here it is actually negative sign. Remember, negative, it is not a positive. Okay, if alpha plus beta is negative, then negative into negative will become positive. If alpha plus beta is positive, positive into negative, it will become negative, like that. Okay, so let us take an example like this. Okay, if alpha plus beta is equal to 3, alpha into beta is equal to 1, then what will be the polynomial? P of x is equal to x square minus from the formula. Alpha plus beta is actually what? 3, right on 3, and then into x is there. Okay, write on x, and then plus in the formula plus, and alpha into beta is 1, like that. In the same sense, suppose alpha plus beta is equal to minus 3, alpha into beta is equal to 1, then you need to write on like this: p of x is equal to x square minus from the formula. Okay, then here alpha plus beta is negative, it will become minus 3 into x, okay, plus 1 as it is in the previous case. Minus into minus, it will become plus. That's why x square plus 3x plus 1, like this. Okay, so just to concentrate here, it is actually negative sign, not a positive sign. So this type of question may be asked for 2 mark, and for 3 mark I told for you. So finding zeros and then verification of relationship between zeros and coefficient. This is actually of 3 mark. And for 4 mark, all the problems in this topic, division algorithm, whatever the problems we have faced under this heading, they are actually belongs to what, 4 mark question. And also I told for you very important are actually what, when two zeros are given to you, okay, when the polynomial for degree 4 will be given to you, two zeros will be given to you, and he will be asked to find out two more zeros, like that. They are actually very important. And also I have solved the optional questions in this chapter also. They are also very important. Don't neglect the optional question. They also appeared, they have been appeared already in the examination, main examination. That's why optional questions are also very important. So try to concentrate all type of problems I have what I have told here. So this will complete the chapter polynomial, and in the next class I will move on to the next chapter. Thank you, one and all.